Hello world, I'm Maya Sundermeyer, and I would like to welcome you to yet another edition of my blog series. So far, I have been able to share my own experiences with YouTube and the rest of the world on what it's like to live with autism. A second thing that I do is give my 2 cents on what's going on with autism in the media. A third area would be giving tips and advice to those who are on the autism spectrum, as well as their friends and their families and their peers and their mentors and the like. And a final thing that I do is I like to cover topics that I'm passionate about. And before I begin my daily topic today, what I'm going to do is talk to you about some other great sources right here on YouTube. I would definitely check out TED. There are plenty of intelligent talks on autism, and there are a lot of great self-experts, like Dr. Temple Grandin's on there, and I believe there is someone by the name of Rosie. And then a second channel I'm going to recommend to you guys is Amethyst Shaber, and she also has Asperger syndrome as well. Now, I'm going to do something a little more creative today, and I wanted to mention that yes, it's already November and Halloween 2015 is already passed, but I wanted to show you guys this clip from The Big Bang Theory, and then I would like to kind of go over what you guys just saw. So anyway, I'm going to roll the clip right now, so here goes.
So what are you supposed to be?
Me? I'll give you a hint. Meow.
Choo-choo train?
Close. Meow.
A brain damaged choo-choo train?
Meow.
I still don't get it.
I'm the Doppler effect.
Okay, if that is some sort of learning disability, I think it's very insensitive.
Why don't you just tell people you're a zebra?
Why don't you just tell people you're one of the 7 dwarves?
Because I'm Frodo.
Yes, well, I'm the Doppler
I
effect.
hope you enjoyed that video just as much as I did. I know that I love the show The Big Bang Theory, and I adore Sheldon Cooper, and that's especially because he's a fictional character that is very similar to somebody who would be on the autism spectrum, even though it's never been made clear. And a second thing is that it's a show that I can relate to because A, I have an eidetic memory just like Sheldon, and B, I am a physics major and I work at Georgia State University. And so we both work in universities. I, of course, do not work in a physics department. I work in the School of Public Health. But you guys get the idea. And a second thing I would like to mention is, didn't you guys just want to smack that second woman that Sheldon was trying to hint off that he was the Doppler effect? I know I did, and that's possibly because she was somebody that had the real learning disability and not Sheldon, and that's the learning disability of ignorance. But what I would like to say again, too, is that Sheldon Cooper, did not seem to understand that our general population was really that understanding towards the Doppler effect, because there are a majority of people in our culture that are scared to death of physics. I know that in other cultures, math and science is really big. But that to someone like Sheldon and someone like myself, we often assume that other people in our culture know absolutely everything that we know. He obviously thought that the crowd at Penny's party would be automatically interested in knowing about physics and something as basic as the Doppler effect. Well, I certainly had never heard about the Doppler effect until I started watching The Big Bang Theory, and I'm still learning about it. And that's often what happens. And then a second thing, too, is Dr. Sheldon Cooper was not really communicating. He was so wrapped up in the idea of being the Doppler effect, and next to also having trouble reading the cues that he needed to educate other people, that he didn't really seem to get the hint. And that's often really common for us in the autism spectrum. We get so wrapped up in things that interest us, next to really grasping the idea that other people in the population and others around us know exactly what something like that is. And I will give you a little story. So when I was 10 years old, my mom and I were unloading the dishwasher, and I didn't want to do it. So my mom decided to tell me the story of an old fable called The Grasshopper and the Ant. And as we were talking about it, I automatically knew what she was describing. And that's because I had seen a play in my class earlier that year, and one of the people in the class did that play. Actually, it was that skit. It was her and another girl. So I decided to try to ask my mom if she knew of another play. And rather than really being descriptive, which I should have done, I started scripting, which is a form of echolalia, or saying lines from something that I picked up. And I started jumping around, and I started saying the lines, and my dad cut me off and said, "Maya, you need to describe that." And I got frustrated and had a meltdown and started screaming, and I pounded my hand on the counter. And that's often what happens for people with autism. When people don't get us, we get frustrated. So, anyway, if you have any questions or comments, do not be afraid to post below. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and share this on YouTube and on Twitter. And also check me out. I have a Twitter page, which I'm SummerGirl43, and coming soon to Facebook will be a page on Hello World with Maya Sundermeyer. So until then, I'm Maya Sundermeyer, and I'm signing off.